Soundstripe.
Welcome back to another episode of That's What She Said. Today I am reading for Kim for my podcast guest series. And before we get into it, I want to give a special shout out to all of you listeners and supporters of the podcast. This has really been quite a fun journey for me. And if you would like to help me and support the healing work that I do and the mission that I have for spreading healing to all, please consider becoming a monthly supporter, and I will link in the show notes how you can do that. If you've already become a subscriber, I am giving you a great big virtual hug. As you know, tarot cards are such a powerful tool for guidance and insight, and a great way to connect with the energy on hand and how best to work with that energy so we're not working against it. And with that, Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, just riding the waves of life and hanging in there.
Same, girl, same. Okay, so do you have something specific you want me to pull on, or should I just see what comes up?
Just go with what comes up. I like going that way with life.
Oh, well, you are in a necessary transition.
Sounds about right.
What'd you say?
Sounds about right.
So this is a card of Six of Swords. It's a card of making necessary transitions. It's leaving the past in the past. It's going from rough seas to smoother seas, and there's some disappointment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you feeling disappointed about something?
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Does I'm gonna keep going because the cards keep flying out, and
then we can dive into it more after the cards.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So your intuition, here's the thing, you've got some choices to make, right? Yeah, I can feel it. You know what I feel like? You're at a crossroads. And you can either like repeat the same shit, or you can kind of like journey into the unknown.
Yep.
That makes sense? Because, well, here's the thing. Use your intuition because it's very good and it's been talking to you. And I think for the most part you listen to it, but sometimes like with all of us, when we are really emotionally invested in things, our intuition can be very foggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to support you with that foggy intuition, know exactly what you're getting into, because some of the choices that you are going to make are going to unveil gifts, right? These are some like really wonderful things, but some choices could lead to not gifts, right? So so just make sure you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to say about that?
Yeah, so I guess I feel comfortable sharing that back at the beginning of November, actually November 10th into 11th, with 1111 is wild looking back at that number.
Magical portal, yes.
Yeah. I was actually hospitalized because I hit a state of psychosis. And I think I was hitting more of the psychosis like symptoms prior to that week, even though I really hate labels. That's the best way to describe it to like general public and other people. And when I went to the hospital, I actually received not the support and the help that I needed. And it was almost like a more traumatic experience. And
I can feel it. Like you still are holding on to that trauma, right? I like see you and you're really scared and you're feeling really alone.
Yeah, like I feel it deep in my body. I've actually been working with my therapist and we are starting to dive into EMDR with it, which I'm so proud of myself for continuing to keep going. But it's just something that was never really talked about in my family. So it's like breaking a lot of like generational stuff. And it's been huge. And I've had a lot of like people explode at me, a lot of people not support me. And it's really has opened me up to who's really there for me, and also recognizing that not everyone can be there for me, but just how alone I felt in this journey because people haven't understood. And so transitioning through that, trying to find ways to continue to move forward, not only for myself, but for my girls and my husband. There was actually a situation that, like, it felt like outside sources were literally trying to tear me and my husband apart. Like, I actually had a nurse in the hospital, like, pushing for me to file like a restraining order against my husband when there really didn't need to be. So there's
So,
just a
you know what
lot
I'm
of shit.
hearing I'm getting so much that part of your experience here, and I don't know what you do for work because this is full disclosure. I've never read for you before, right?
No.
Okay, so I don't know what you do. I don't know whatever. Um, you went through this experience. There's for so many different reasons. And I think part of it was to see how broken the system is. And part of seeing how broken that system is like by shame. Not that you're meant to fix it, but you're meant to show, because we are still learning so much about mental health. It is still extremely judged, taboo, right? Like I think you said you didn't want to label anything.
Yeah.
We labels, schmabels.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing: we can label it, we can identify it, but we don't have to attach to it. And
Yeah.
as you were, so does um psychosis or mental disorders or depression or anxiety or any of that, does that run on your father's side?
Honestly, it's nothing that's been diagnosed, but I'm like seeing like this whole transformation has almost opened me up to like generations of seeing this
Yes. Mhm.
transform.
Well, congratulations. You are here to break generational trauma. Don't you feel great about it?
Yeah, but it sucks.
I know. It does suck. But it's not for the weak. And I think part of this is remembering how strong you are. You went through hell. I felt it as you were talking about it. You're never going back to that space again.
Yeah.
You gathered a lot of tools in learning to trust your intuition, to slow down, to I think learn your power. And don't be afraid of the energies that you experienced, because nothing can hurt you, nothing can harm you at all if you aren't afraid of it. Continue working with your therapist, right? Like continue like doing this healing work so that you can take all of that energy inside of you and do something really really good with it. Interesting that the husband thing, because the emperor comes up and he's the father of the deck. You have two children. um the emperor represents someone who he's been to battle, like he's done his battling, and now he's kind of like people come to him for advice and for support and all of this stuff. But like if shit hits the fan, he's like his boots show, he's ready to like jump back in. So talk to me about your husband. Does that like resonate about him? Does that like, are you like nope?
I would say so. He's one of the reasons why I was so attracted to him and still am is he kind of has like a different energy than me. And he's always been that like grounding piece for me. Whereas like I'm more of the energy that's like, let's go, let's do this. And he kind of is very good about like bringing me back down to quote unquote reality and just like moving a little slower than like what my sometimes body and mind want to just
Mm.
do.
He's the yin to your yang.
Yeah. And sometimes people haven't understood, like a lot of times people haven't understood like why our relationship works so well in general. Um, and for
Is there
me,
a
I'm
lot of
like,
judgment around your relationship?
yeah, from like friends, family,
Why?
just because it's different and it's not what they're used to.
What's so different about it?
That he's just like so sure of himself.
Hmm. Okay. How'd you guys meet?
Um, huh?
How did you guys meet?
We actually met online, OK Cupid, and it's funny to say, but we were matched 95% based off of like questions.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so compatibility wise, it was like we answered probably over 100 questions each. So it was like a lot of different topics. And the thing that like kind of attracted me to him was he did Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And at the time I had done it too. But
Oh,
I still tell him to this day, the picture that was his main profile picture, I did not like. But I wasn't going off of like just looks. I literally was going off of like what felt right. And then when I met him in person, I'm like, he's hot.
I love that. That's like such an extra bonus.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, so he's your foundation, he's your grounding, he's your support.
Yeah.
Now, I to kind of like tie in the what you've been going through, I do feel like you're in this process, and it happens. We go through phases in our life where we have to let go of people. It's
Yeah.
and sometimes it's really easy because you're like, oh, you're a jerk, bye. Right. But other times it's like, oh man, I really love this person. I really care. Like, I care about them so much that I see I'm not good for them and I have to let them go. And sometimes it's the opposite of that. So I think if you're coming to a space of where you're like, maybe you're feeling disappointed that some people didn't support you the way you needed, don't take that as a reflection of you. Take that
Yeah.
as a reflection of them and what's going on with them, and just take that as information. Like, okay, well, in this next stage, this next rebuilding phase of my life, because it sounds like that was your tower moment where everything just burned to the ground. You're in the rebuilding stages. And so you're figuring out what bricks to lay.
Hmm.
Are you going on a trip?
Yeah. So me and my husband in March are going to Florida. And this was planned before everything, like actually right before everything happened. I had made enough in my side business. So I'm mainly a stay-at-home mom, but I started side business of henna and been trying to have that grow. And actually, through everything, I feel like it can grow in so many different facets. And that's part of like the choices I think that I can make in the future is like which choices are really going to align with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually had like an opportunity a week ago and I like battled with it so much. Ultimately, I decided not to do it because I felt like it didn't fully align and it wasn't what I needed, which I'm proud of myself, even though it took a lot to get through that.
Mm-hmm. It always does. They're never easy
Um,
choices.
yeah. But yeah, I'm so excited because it's going to be the first trip me and my husband have taken since like before the kids alone. And we had a moment this summer where we both like said that we wanted to do a trip. And it was kind of so eye opening because travel is important to me. And I didn't realize that that was something he also wanted to do. So it was like really cool that like I made the money from my side business to be able to afford that. And then,
So amazing.
yeah, so it's just, it felt like things were slowly starting to like gear up. And then, yeah, I had that crumbling moment and now trying to sort through all of that. And I'm really proud of my husband because, you know, there was like if he didn't kind of commit to us as well, he, you know, we could have potentially separated, but he decided to start therapy on his own. I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
I was
Yeah. So you guys are
suggesting
like
it.
rebuilding together.
Yeah, like I was suggesting it a lot, but he ultimately decided to make that choice. And so it's really cool to be with a partner that also is like really committed to like, you know, making it work through thick and thin.
Honestly, and because it is so easy for couple, like when there is marriage isn't easy, right?
No.
Like it's not, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes um I'd love to say it takes 50-50, but very rarely. Like a lot of the time we're kind of like doing this with each other, right? Like sometimes one supports a lot and the other one has to receive, and then vice versa. Like it's a balance. And when couples are willing to work together and be like, okay, egos aside, let's, like, this is what's important. That's huge, because it's easy for people to hold on to the ego and be like, no, no, you were wrong, no, you were wrong, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Eight of Swords is, this to me is someone, it's interesting because as you were talking, I'm like, oh, this was her. This was somebody that like they're a victim of their own thoughts. you come off like you have a lot of air energy. Like maybe you think a lot, maybe you process things really, really quickly. Are you when's your birthday? Are you an air sign?
I'm Pisces. So I'm
Water.
221.
Okay. All right, that's a that I could get down with that.
Getting in touch with my emotions is something that has been very hard as a kid because it was pushed aside. So this, especially this experience, has really pushed me to like, nope,
Feel the
we're gonna,
feels.
yeah, like we're gonna give you that lesson once again. Like you need to work on your emotions. And I think
Mhm.
if I don't work on the emotions, that's when the thoughts start to spiral. So maybe that's part of why you're picking up a lot of the thought stuff, because
Mm.
I am so much in my head right now because I think I'm not diving so deep into the emotional piece.
Or because why are you afraid to feel them, or you're just not sure how to feel emotions because you weren't taught? Like, what is it?
Yeah. And just like it safely, have I fully processed it? So I like making sure that they all come out in a sense. Um,
Mm. They come out
yeah.
when they're like they come out in layers, right? It's not like healing, like linear. I mean, you're going to like open up a little bit and then a little bit more, with each part. Like you're opening up, like I'm picturing like a hose, and like you let so much water out, and then then it'll stop, and then maybe some more, and that's perfectly fine to like kind of allow the same things to come up. And I just used this explanation in my office the other day with a client. Think of it as you're the boat, or you're in the boat, and all of the water around you, right? Those are the emotions. So you're just like, you're not it. You're not going to like start taking water and dumping it into your boat, right? That would not be well. That
No.
would work out well for you. But you can just like kind of flow with it and be in it. And I like what you're saying kind of really ties up what this card is. This is all about victim mentality, but not like, oh, victim mentality. It's like she's really thinking that she's in a stuck space. Like in her head, she's like, I am blindfolded, I am bound, I'm surrounded by swords. The water represents emotions. So she could stay in her head and not move, right? Do nothing but sit there and be like, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. Or she can, drop into her body, get nice and grounded, and realize that she can actually wiggle out of this. It's not that tight. And then she can pull down her blindfold, and she can see that actually she can walk right through. There's no sword in front of her. It was all just in her head. Does that make
Mm,
sense?
yeah.
And then
Oh,
her,
100%.
her yeah, her foot touches water. So it's like being in touch with your emotions. And I think like as you go through that process, the Queen of Swords comes to you, and this is boundaries. Like it is going to be so important for you to establish very good boundaries moving forward.
So actually, right before everything, when I was looking for a therapist, actually, even earlier this year, I'm like, I need someone who understands boundaries like really well. And the minute I start to incorporate that, it feels really good. But then some of like old ways come back in,
Hmm.
or people aren't respecting it. And then I kind of revert back.
Mm,
I've noticed.
yeah.
Or like people are trying to like, I'm trying to like kind of then hold a boundary and they're not ready for it. And then they kind of are shutting me out. So it's making it very hard. I think that's where that I feel trapped, is like that struggle to, you know what, it's like, this is what it is. If they don't want to respect that, that's on them. But it's hard for me.
I think, and here's the thing is that like sometimes it's really easy to like put up like a firm boundary. Like, nope, that's not happening. But a lot of us, especially women, are people pleasers. And so the
Mhm.
idea of even setting up a boundary is freaking terrifying,
Yeah.
right? Like, we're like, oh, I should set up this boundary because this person is not good for me. But then you're like, well, I'm probably the problem.
Yeah.
So rather than labeling it that way, we can see that. So sometimes we're going to set up boundaries are for us to
Yeah.
uphold. So we can't. I used to like go on, like I would take the summer off, and I would send out an email to all my clients and be like, I'm off for the summer. Now I thought I'm setting up a boundary. Don't, right? I'm letting you know I am not available. I would still get emails and messages and whatever. And so what I had realized was like that boundary is for me. It's, other people like are gonna still try to come through that boundary, and they sometimes they don't even mean to, right? It's not like they're like, oh, I'm gonna knock down that boundary. They just aren't aware of what they're doing, or it's an unconscious thing or whatever. And so it's up to you to be like, it was up to me to be like, well, I'm not going to respond to that message.
Mm,
I
yeah.
don't have to. I can just leave that in my inbox, or like, I just don't have to respond. I'm off. I'll get to it when I get to it. And so sometimes the boundaries are kind of like you set a little boundary, big bound. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to do it sometimes in phases. And if people receive your boundary in a way where it is like they're shutting you out, you might be teaching them about boundaries.
Mm,
You might be teaching them, because the way that people treat us and respond to us 98% of the time is a reflection of what's going on with them. So, for example, you set a boundary with me and you're like, I can't, I don't know, I can't, my kids have a schedule and I can't do the call after 11:30, whatever it is. I have a choice to be like, okay, cool, no big deal, right? Or like, oh man, gotta rearrange my whole day, and like whatever. The way what I do with it is up to me. It's not up to you. That makes sense. So don't
yeah.
take responsibility for how other people respond to those boundaries, because as long as you're honoring you and give them grace, they might be learning for the first time about boundaries. And so you're setting it and they're having a knee jerk reaction, or they're shutting down. And both is acceptable. It's fine. If the
Mm,
person is meant to be in your life, they will be. People come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And sometimes, right, as you're rebuilding, you can look at your relationships and look at these people and look at how they're responding to your boundaries or whatever, and say, what have I learned? What have they taught me? Are they, what was, are they, is it a temporary, like, is this a seasonal thing where I can be like, oh, no big deal? Or is there a reason? Or do I love this person so much that I want them in my life I want them for a lifetime. And so I'm going to make sure to really give a lot of attention to how we can like make that relationship work.
mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
If they're meant to be in your life, they will be.
Yeah, that
Sometimes
makes
you just have to have faith.
yeah. I feel like part of me feels like I need to rehash the past and explain myself too.
Oh, that's never a good idea. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Speak more to that. Why did you mess up? Like, do you have to take ownership for some shit?
I feel like that's like part of like the struggle is like there was that breaking moment. Some people chose to stick with me, some chose not to. And then there's points where I'm like, okay, this is where I had maybe some fault, but then also like it was layered with their fault. So like
Mhm.
now it's like this. So how do we get past that
So
without ignoring it?
how close are these people? Do you live with them? Do you have to interact with them every day? Or can
Some so no, not everyone.
okay,
Now it's mostly just extended.
okay. Then do nothing.
Okay.
Do nothing. It doesn't mean that someday you might not, as you process this, say feel more confident in, okay, I want to have this conversation, or more confident in, yeah, that was the right choice. This is okay. I can let that go.
Yeah.
I can let that go. Because you don't want to make a decision, or you like, don't force it, I guess is what I'm hearing. Don't force things. Just, it's okay to like not, like, you might think about it and write it down. If you have to get it out of you, write it down, but you don't have to do anything. It can all
Mm.
be done on divine time. All right, what are you worried about? Worried about money? Are you worried about losing something? What are you worried about? Are you worrying about losing some of these relationships?
Um, I would say relationships, but also like part of me just really wants more for my family.
Hmm.
So I think part of like losing relationships is like not being able to kind of achieve that, having to like do that rebuilding.
Why?
Um,
Not everybody's meant to be a part of your success.
yeah, but I feel like people have put that on me like, "Oh, I'm part of your success and that's why you're doing well." And so
Oh, that's gross. That's conditional. That's like saying like you have to be my friend. Like, no.
yeah, so that's what I'm like
You don't
working
owe anyone
through.
anything.
So I'm trying to separate from that to kind of regain my like power so that I can move forward and, kind of go back to, my business and also
Ooh,
allowing
okay,
it
you
to
need to
change.
refocus on your business. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
That
it's okay.
just came through really loud. You have to you want more for your family.
Yeah.
This business is part of the avenue, right? Because I had my stay at home side hustles when I had young kids too, right? Like it when you put your energy into that, you do get back what you put out, right? Like as authentically as possible. So when my kids were little, I was a consultant for Rodan and Fields, and I was like pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. I had limits. I did fantastic. Now I get to continue to do nothing but receive passive income from that, from, you know what I mean? From all the hard work that I did. So I think that what you do is reshift to your business because think of yourself as an energy banker. Where
Mhm,
you put your energy,
mhm.
you want to get an ROI, a return on investment. You put it towards your business, you're going to get a return on it. It might not happen overnight and it might take
Right.
7 years or whatever, but it's going to happen. But if you put your energy towards the things that deplete you, right? They suck the life out of you. You get nothing out of it. You're just pissing away energy. That's not ever coming back to you.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep giving. Well, technically, it's coming back to you, and that it's like it's pulling it. It's like pulling it out of you. It's just going to keep pulling more worry, more energy, and you want to be filling your cup right now. A lot of cups come up for you. You want to fill your cup. Can you restructure your business? What is it again, Henna?
Yeah, so that was actually as I was transitioning, working through stuff, I was like, I have so many layers of like all these amazing talents I've gotten over the year. And I was actually part of working with, I start right before everything happened, I started working with a business coach who kind of takes in all of your background to how to help you restructure things to be like a super aligned business.
Love it.
And so as everything's going on, my brain's like firing off. Like I have so many avenues I could dive into, and I want to dive into all of them. But I also need to like ground that it's going to take a little bit of time. I can't just be like, boom.
I love it. Yes. And let that excitement, and yes, you can ask for all of it. You can go for all of it. You really can. Why cap yourself? You don't
That's
have
true.
to. Like multiple streams of income, multiple ways of putting out good. Like when you talk about it, everything in your energy gets lighter. It gets like, right? It's like, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Do more of that in 2025.
I love that. And I also feel like I have this like itch to learn something, and I haven't figured out exactly what that is yet to even feel more connected. And I've had, like I said, I had the coaching experience come up, but it just didn't feel aligned like money wise at the time. And it just,
Mhm.
something about it didn't quite feel 100%. And so I turned it down. So I'm trying to figure out what that's going to be. But I also know that once it comes, I feel like I'm going to,
You're going to know.
yeah.
Yes, you're going to know. And right now is a really, like, if we follow the cycles of nature, right now is a really good time to be writing down and releasing 2024. The people, I just did a newsletter on this. The people, the places, right, everything we lovingly like write it, well, write it down. You don't have to lovingly write it down, write it down, but then lovingly burn and let it go. Like you are not, sometimes we need to, like, we make a to-do list, make a stop doing. Like stop putting your energy towards the things that don't give you a good ROI. Stop worrying and get into your body, right? Like, so we know all the things that we can stop doing, write those down,
Mhm.
burn those too, right? Like, just have a big bonfire, just a big old Yule bonfire, burn everything. And then give yourself the rest of this winter to, like, just sit. and be still. And I think that's going to be, I've done this in my business where I'm like, nope, I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, oh, but I really want to do this one thing. And I'm like, nope, nope, I'm not. I'm still sitting with it. And then when I know the time is right and I burst out with energy, I mean, that's when you create magic in your business. So honor the steps, right? The waiting period is very uncomfortable, but the Fool card comes to you and says you are stepping into a space of, like, this also is not bringing the path. This is, he has a very light load, so you are releasing, and maybe the rest of this winter is releasing for you, right? Like you're kind of like releasing the dead, the old, the energy, so that you can rebirth in the spring. Your friendships, right? This is getting together with your core friends. I always think of the Three of Cups as like the girls from the Sex and the City. Like they were all different, but they all brought something to the group as a whole. And it doesn't, I would rather have two really really good friends I feel safe with versus 50 acquaintances, right? Like, so you're looking at the quality of your relationships. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Nine of Pentacles is financial independence. She's all about like enjoying the fruits of her labor. So remember, as you're working on your business, like part of the magic in when we're doing anything is sit with how it's going to feel and like let yourself feel it in your body when you hit your first milestone and then your second milestone and then your third. Like that is the energy that you're going to put out into the universe of, okay, like maybe, in the MLM marketing, it was like retire your husband, right? Like I sat with that energy. and here's the thing, even if you never retire, you're still going to be putting out there that you want to be successful. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. Actually, like when everything was going on, I was really starting to like do things that I want to have in my life, like getting my nails done, getting my hair done. But I think I like went into it so much. I was like, wait, this is not how much I have to go into it yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, we do kind of have to like dial it back sometimes, right? I mean, we know, just whenever I have times like that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to dial it back, but I know it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. So I think I was like, it because of the mental piece too, it was like all of a sudden it was like this disconnect. And so it was like the excitement, but then whoa, like you have to pull back a bit.
Okay.
But
That's
you
all
can still
right.
have all the exciting thoughts. Just
Yes. Still have all those exciting thoughts. Your like your tower moment is done. You've already have it. So if one of the things you're worried about is like having a psychotic break or anything like that, don't worry about that. I think it sounds like you're taking, well, of course, like free will.
yeah,
Continue to do your mental health and all that stuff, right? I can't guarantee anything, obviously, but I do feel like you are stepping into this space of the Knight of Pentacles and 10 Pentacles. This is like very methodical. He's not rushing. Like he's got work to do, but he's a hard worker and it's very productive work. And it ends up supporting his whole family. The 10 of Pentacles is a happy family. And this guy represents, he has built such a strong foundation for his children to enjoy. And I think that's your focus. So you let go of anything that doesn't align with that, burn it. And then you and your business and your family, that's your goal in 2025.
yeah, I like that.
All right, Amy, thank you. I'm Amy.
That's
I
okay.
don't know. Do you know an Amy?
I do know Amy. She's a good mom friend of mine.
Oh, well, she might need a reading or something. I don't know. She popped in. All right, Kim. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
I feel like this is going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, me too.
Good. All right. And thank you to everyone who tuned in today. I hope this reading resonated with you and gave you some clarity or insight. I know I got a lot out of it. As always, remember that the journey you're on is uniquely yours and you have everything you need to navigate it. Please feel free to reach out and let us know what you thought about today's episode. You can find me at amanda@amandabryanTherapy.com. And until next time, remember, that's what she said. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.